Hi, my name is Haley. I'm conducting this interview for my Ethnic Studies class course at Madera College, where we are learning about the experience of American minoritized groups. Do I have your permission to record our conversation and share it with my professor?
Yes.
So the first question is, where did you grow up?
I grew up in Saudi Arabia, specifically Jeddah, the city of Jeddah.
How would you describe the
On
neighborhood
this one right here,
where you grew up?
I sent you a
It's a
forward
simple
email.
neighborhood.
I forgot to change. I'm trying to get in the habit of changing their title to the work
I think it's a
order number.
neighborhood. We used to play a lot of soccer over there. You know, that's what we
But
do in Saudi
I
Arabia
sent
most of
you.
the
I
time.
forwarded it to you, but I
So
wrote
I
it
can
down
describe it as a
because
simple
I
neighborhood.
thought they were
Oh, what was school like for you?
But then, this is
What was school like for me?
4:30. Sorry.
Hmm. Yeah, school is
So what you're gonna need to do is
it
you're
was
gonna
like
need to
a normal
close
place.
this work
So
order.
maybe it's kind
And
of
I
different
sent
for
you
you
the
guys.
language that
School
you can
in
just
my
copy
country
paste it,
is
because what I did was Rob told me this. I
school in
created
my
a school
country
dude,
is
and
kind
then
of
Matt came
separated.
in and
Okay.
said,
So
I'm
men
closing
are
this
like
school dude.
boys
So we're
are on
closing
their
the
own
school
Oh.
dude.
and girls on their own.
Rob-
And that's
Put it
from
in-
elementary
in
school until high
yeah,
school.
for
Even
me,
after
and
that, at universities,
new
they all
one. But I
separated.
want,
So maybe that's the
to keep it
difference
from
that you
going
can
from
find
the crossover part.
between schools here and schools over there.
Is the place you live now like the place you grew up?
No. It's much different. So in Saudi Arabia, it's more likely as like every single neighborhood, the neighbors are more connected with each other than here. Like we would, exchange food day in and day out. We
Yeah.
know all the people in the neighborhood. We meet them. We play soccer with them and all of that. And that's the difference. That's a big difference you can find in between the two neighborhoods. The neighbors are really connected than here. Also, that comes back to the reason that they're all like one religion
Mm-hmm.
in that neighborhood, so they're all connected with something. We, for example, we pray at the mosque. We see all those like all the young boys, all
yeah.
the men like in the mosques, as well as for the women, they pray in the mosque and they see each other as well. Of course, they're separated. This place
And then
is
a snap
much
of the
different
calendar
than Saudi Arabia, of course, than the
Mhm.
United States, especially because Saudi Arabia
Yeah, I can do that.
it has one religion that follows, and over
Mhm.
here they follow I think
Yeah.
all religions and mostly Christianity.
Were there any stores where you grew up?
Stores?
Yeah, like shopping centers or anything?
Yeah, we have shopping centers over there. We have like the malls that you have over here. Yeah.
Okay. How did you or your family come to settle in the Central Valley?
Here?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have. Okay. I think I don't have immediate family over here. I have my uncle over here. He lives here in Fresno. But I don't have like no parents, no brothers. They're all living in Saudi Arabia. Yeah.
So you came here alone?
Yes. Basically.
How old were you?
Now 21.
You're 21 now?
Yes.
Okay. So, an ethnicity is a group whose members identify with each other on the basis of common nationality or shared cultural traditions. For example, it can be as broad as Native American or as narrow as Cherokee. With that in mind, regarding your ethnicity, how do you identify yourself?
Arab.
Okay.
Yes.
What do you remember about when you learned about your race or ethnicity?
What do I remember?
Like, I guess when you first started learning about it. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that's a good question. What do I remember? Okay, so most of the time in Saudi Arabia, they teach us about, religion, which is Islam. And it's not entirely connected to Arab, but because the Prophet that was sent to us, he was Arab. So maybe that's what mostly I remember, which is that our Prophet is Arab and his companions were Arab, most of them. And yeah, I can remember that our Prophet is Arab from our history. I can remember some of the history before. You know, like what happened in Saudi Arabia initially with all the wars that happened until they got the country back by the help
Mm.
of other Arab countries, and yeah, I can remember that.
Did you face any challenges during your relocation? Like, did you have any challenges getting here or any while you were here?
Mm. Yes, I did. Okay. It's a lot of challenges. Well, of course, the first of them is the language.
Yeah.
So I learned English in Saudi Arabia before I come here, and then I came here. And the way we learn English in Saudi Arabia, we learn it upon the British accent until I adjusted to it
Mm.
after time. That's one of the things, of course, the language. Second, we would go back to the religion as well. You know,
Mm.
since I came back from a Muslim country to a non-Muslim country, you know, that is a big change for me. Especially, you know, there's no much mosques over there, and most of the time I spend my time in the mosque over
Yeah.
there. So it's,
Yeah, I was gonna
Was-
ask that. You had said that there was a mosque in where you came from. Is there one here?
there is one here. Yeah, there is actually 1, 2, 3. Yeah, there's actually 3 over here, or 4. Yeah, there's 4 over here.
Okay, so what is your highest level of education?
I finished high school. I'm finishing my associates now. Going to bachelor's next semester.
And what is the highest level of education obtained by your parents?
Both my parents have bachelors.
Do you feel that you experience any barriers to employment?
Barriers to employment?
Yeah, like, yeah, like, guess, like, do you have trouble? Did you have trouble finding this job
I haven't got around to it.
at all?
Not too much. Not so much, no.
And these questions,
So I can answer this question vastly if you want.
Yeah, go
So
ahead.
basically, because I'm an international student, I'm not allowed to work outside of campus. I can only work inside of campus, and I can work part-time only in campus.
okay.
And if I want to work outside of campus, I have to get to get a signature from my counselor
Oh,
in order to work outside of campus.
hmm.
So that's the barriers. Maybe I can.
Yeah. Have you considered taking a job outside of campus?
Maybe next semester I would. I want to take like an internship for my degree.
Mhm. These questions are about health access. So, have you encountered any recent or past problems that have interfered with your daily activities at home, work, or school?
Because I'm gonna go try and see Dolores
Did
Taki.
I experience
Even if
health
it's just for a
problems?
little while, just so I can
At
get
school?
walk-ins
Oh,
and all
sorry.
that.
I'll read it again.
So I'm gonna leave a few minutes
Yeah, is
early 'cause I'm
any
gonna try to
recent or past
stop by the ladies
problems that
and
have
look over
interfered
so
with your
we
daily
can press the
activities
regular
at home, work, or school? So, yeah, physical, mental problems, legal difficulties, stressful working conditions.
No.
Do you have access to regular medical care?
I have vax. Okay, so I have I buy an insurance specific for international students.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you use any cultural or traditional medical care? Like home remedies, maybe?
What?
Like a home remedy?
What's that?
Like sometimes people will mix stuff that they already have like at home and use it as like a medicine.
Yeah, maybe you can say that. Have you ever heard of dates?
Yeah.
We dates. That has a lot of health benefits. There's we also take. Do you know black seeds?
Never heard of them.
So there's black seeds. They're really small and they're black. It is reported from our Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, that he mentioned that those black seeds they cure everything. So you can say that we use that.
Okay.
We also use honey. And that's all I can think of.
Have you used any services in an attempt to improve your life situation, like medical, mental health services, legal services? No. Okay, so what do you consider your primary language? Did you have any difficulty learning to read or write in the English language?
My primary language is Arabic, and in terms of English, it took me 3 months before I came to America to learn English, and then I came here. I had to take an IELTS test in order to get admitted to America. There's an IELTS test, like in order to get accepted.
Oh.
So yeah.
What employment opportunities were available to your parents or family in the neighborhood where you grew up?
They had normal, I think, employment opportunities. So for my dad, originally I'm Palestinian. So he came from Jordan. He from Palestine to Jordan, from Jordan to Saudi Arabia, and he worked as an accountant in the electricity company in Saudi Arabia.
Okay.
Yes.
Do you have immediate family members who are doctors, lawyers, or other professionals?
Yes, I have my brother is a doctor, is a dentist. We call dentist doctor over there.
Yeah.
So. And my other brother is an engineer, and my third one is an accountant as well.
Did anyone ever discourage or prevent you from pursuing academics or a professional career?
No.
Do you consider school easy or difficult for you?
Easy, probably. Yeah.
Have you had any personal experiences with racism?
Personal experiences with racism? No.
It says if the response is no, ask do you know of any other members of your ethnic group who have experienced racism or discrimination?
That's a good question. Do I have to answer that?
No, you don't have to answer
Okay.
anything you're uncomfortable with.
Ask it.
Okay. Can I ask, how would you deal with racism or discrimination?
How do I deal with it?
How would you? Like, if someone were to say something rude to you, how would you de-escalate? Or would you de-escalate? Or would you just leave it alone?
It depends, I think. It depends if it was something that's related to my culture, I don't care. If it's something that's related to my religion, then that's a whole different issue. I can, if it was related to my religion, then I would use my legal rights to oppose
course.
that. Yeah.
Do you have any relationships with people from other ethnic or cultural groups? Did your relationship or friendship with them help you learn more about their culture?
Yeah, I have. So because Muslims, they're Muslims all around the world. So I have relationships with Mexicans, with Indians, with Africans, with Asians, Spanish people. Like maybe most of the ethnic groups. What else? White.
Yeah.
Yes, we have a relationship with them. And yeah, I learned a lot from them about their different cultures because of that, yes.
Do you participate in any social or other group that is specifically for members of your ethnic group? Like a social club, sports league, religious group, student club?
Like in college?
Yeah, in college or in general. Like any group that is about your ethnic group?
Yeah, I think I mentioned, I would mention religion, but religion is not about my ethnic group. So religion is basically, I would say that religion is not about ethnic group, but maybe that's the closest thing to answer.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Are you involved in any political or social movement groups that focus on your ethnic group?
Involved in any political?
Yeah, like Like activist groups, solidarity groups?
No.
No.
No, I don't involve in politics, no.
Okay.
Are you here from 12 to 4 today?
Okay. Is there a story, lesson, or experience that you feel is unique to your ethnic group? Like, for example, like,
So I don't
it says almost every Armenian has a family story about the Armenian genocide.
Can you try
Latino families have a story about citizenship or coming here. Or,
Let's check with that first. Let's start with that.
yeah.
Okay, so man, is that the last question?
Yeah.
That's a big question.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was,
I think that
as I said, I'm originally Palestinian,
see.
and my dad, we're originally from Gaza.
Mhm.
Do you know Gaza? Have you ever heard of Gaza? Gaza?
Oh, Gaza. Yeah,
It's-
I've heard of it.
We say Gaza.
Okay.
Like the Ga, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, we're originally from there.
Okay.
I already have relatives over there.
Give you these.
So that's by itself is a whole story, you know, with all
Yeah,
the
yeah.
destroying and all of that. My
Portal-
dad had
not your
to,
student
of
portal,
course,
your
leave.
Portal here.
Yeah.
Most of the family,
Okay.
most of my uncles and his brothers, they all
then
had to
if
leave
you're-
the country.
They've assigned you
We had
training,
houses over
then
there,
maybe I
and they
can have
all
you
got
work on
destroyed,
that.
of course.
Because I need to have you
A lot
at least
of,
kinda get started on that.
Like
Oh,
family
I can
members
now.
died over there because of that, especially with the last war in
Huh?
October.
Oh, no wonder. I like
And
the colors so light.
The thing also that
Yeah.
we're living
Very
in Saudi
natural.
Arabia, but we
So
don't
let's
have
check that first, but then I did
Saudi,
find some
we don't have a
countries, so
citizenship
if
over
it's
there.
not,
So we live there as a
It would be
residents,
on the,
but we don't have the
the
rights as a
workbook?
citizens in
The
Saudi
workbook.
Arabia, even though I was born there.
Mm.
So the problem is that I can't go back to Gaza because
Yeah.
you know, there's war over there. So
Oh.
you can say that we're kind of
Yeah.
dislocated in terms of that.
Yeah, that's so unfortunate.
Yes, so that's the fun story.
That concludes my interview. Thank you for
Okay.
sharing.
Thank you so much. Of course, I
no, they
appreciate it.
haven't sent